Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Home of Politics. Enjoy watching. Thank you so much. My good people, right now the talk of the day is about the insecurity issues in Nyanza region, specifically in Sondu area, the border between Kericho County and Kisumu County. And the insecurity has become a serious issue in a way that everybody is finding himself or herself into that issue indirectly or directly. My good people, we have been all knowing about the issue of insecurity in Sondu. It have been brought by regular cattle rustling, whereby it is a circular activity where the residents of Kisumu, those are the Luo, can raid the Kalenjins from Kericho County, and in return, the Kalenjins from Kericho County raids again the Kisumu region dominated by the Luo. It has been happening for a while, and it is not something that has started today or yesterday. Immediately, the president announced his 4-day trip to visit Nyanza region. But if we have been all knowing about the cattle stealing has been the cause or the problem in all years, then it have been revealed that there are more reasons that are behind the insecurity that is recently in Sondu region. My good people, the reason number one is that it is a norm or a habit that has been occurring immediately President William Ruto intends to visit Nyanza region. This is not the first time or the second time when the attacks are being witnessed in this region. This is because the other time we see when the president just intended to visit that region, when Raymond Omolo had been given that position of the Interior PS. The same issue happened, there was insecurity. And so there is a possibility that whenever the president wants to visit this region, there are some factors that are being expressed in a manner that there is an interruption that will interrupt the peace of the region and making environment to be hostile for the president in Nyanza region. Another reason we see that it is a tribal fight. We know very well that the communities that are dominating that region, Sondu region, is two communities. From Kericho side we have Kalenjins, and from Kisumu we have the Luos. And the issue of tribal differences has become a major problem because these two communities have not stayed in peace for so many years. Considering that the president who is sitting right now, he is from the Kalenjin community, and this president is going to visit the region, then the issue of insecurity might connect in one way or another because the people who have been involved in cattle rustling are Kalenjins. The same tribe is visiting the region. This is the president, and so the enmity that is existing between these two communities might be expressed in a very high manner, creating the hostile environment for president whenever he will be in that environment, because we see it translates to a very high percentage because it has now affected everyone in direct manner. We see also another reason about the insecurities there. It is land dispute. It have been reported that the Kericho County leaders have a lot of interest in Sondu market, which is legally owned by people of Kisumu. And so these land disputes has been erupting for a long time, whereby the residents of Kericho County have been having intention of grabbing this land, having dominion over it, so that they can control everything there, including grazing, agriculture, market, and everything. They can control all activities in this region, which Kisumu County claims legally. And so it have been a big problem because this community is fighting for the same region, and the other community is also fighting for the same region. And so land dispute is another big reason that has caused insecurity in Sondu. Another big reason behind it that people do not know is about the political factor that is being expressed right now. We see Nyanza region is purely ODM, and ODM is in Azimio, which is officially opposition in Kenya. And this has become a fight that is being expressed in a way that is showing some of the political interests, because the region that is having conflict with the Nyanza region is the Kericho County, which is purely UDA, the party that is leading the nation. And so if we look it at a different angle, we see that that interest or political difference that is existing between these two parties, or the difference in ideas that is existing between these two parties, might in one way or another affect the security in that region, considering that the two communities are the two dominant that are having problems every time, every now and then it comes the issue of political issues. And we see right now all the opposition leaders are now into this talk, because from this point you hear somebody has talked like this, from this point it has now become a teamwork whereby all the opposition leaders are criticizing the government in a big ratio that the government is very quiet and other leaders do not even have a chance to express themselves. For instance, there is also some of the effect that have been done in Kericho County. That one is reported by one of the senators from Kericho County, that even their people have been injured, they have lost property, and they are not also in good terms. And so when I say it is issue to do with the political interest or political factor, it is now being expressed that this area that is dominated or is affiliated by the opposition now is coming into a disagreement with the region that is dominated by the ruling party. And this is not good at all, because to solve that crisis it will take a very big step whereby this issue should be solved in an angle that do not favor either the other region or the others, because all of these societies are neighbors, they stay together. Apart from political influence, they should look for another way of solving it without leaning on political differences. My good people, we also see that some of the leaders reported in a statement that the political the disunity or the disagreement that is seen in Sondu region right now, it is being brought about by the security that has been deployed in that region. For instance, there is a statement which had been signed by the governor of Kisumu, the governor of Migori, and then the governor of Siaya. Yeah, almost 4 governors had signed that statement, and they had outlined in a statement that it has been evident that the Kericho residents collaborating with the police officers who had been deployed to keep law and order in that region, or sometimes they ignore whenever the raids are happening on the other side of Kisumu. They do not care, or they do not go to help to settle the dispute. This is because maybe in one way or another these police officers from Kericho County are cooperating with the raiders to do the harm. And it can be very bad, because it is painting a bad picture. Those people who have been given an assignment to maintain law and order are the people who are said again that they are cooperating with the culprits to bring disorders in that region. And so when a report like that one is being given by leaders from those regions, then we see insecurity is just a threat, because in one way or another some leaders are suggesting that the GSU should be deployed and all the police officers should be transferred because they are doing nothing. And since the police are the people, are the branch of forces that are with the locals every time there, then we see they have lost faith in this security that they have been provided with. And so it means that apart from being given that security, then it seems that even the police officers with the residents of Sondu, they are not having a good relationship at all. And so this issue of not being effective in security insecurity sector in that region is another factor that is bringing a lot of chaos in Sondu. Ladies and gentlemen, we see this disagreement between the Nyanza residents and that one of Kericho is something that has been evident, and it has been responded by all opposition leaders. But in one way or another, we cannot just measure on complaining on the side of Sondu or Kisumu, not focusing on the other side of Kericho County, because we see these are the two communities whereby if one wrongs another, the other community is coming for revenge, and vice versa. That is how this circular activity has been happening for a long time. And so, do these leaders from Kisumu mean that they are the only region that they have been affected? They have lost their property to the residents of Kericho. What does Kericho residents have to say about this? Because they also complain that some of their cattle have been stolen for a certain period. They have also been having some of the far-reaching damages that has just happened on their land. What about the other side? How can you also help to settle this issue on the other side? Should they just focus on the Sondu region because it is a region that is having eloquent speakers or leaders who can air out their issues? Then it is good for people also to weigh situation to see, apart from one community having lost their beloved ones or cattle stolen, then they should also look on the other side, because in one way or another, maybe it was a revenge or something that has been happening for a continuous period. And these leaders also mean that the police who have been deployed in those regions, both in Kisumu and in Kericho, are just sleeping on job. No, that one cannot be the case. Maybe the attack was something that came and it was not controlled promptly, or it got them out of hand, because they cannot just sit there, see people being killed, or just cheer up when some people are losing their property. And so the issue of lowering the police officers to that extent of making them being seen that they are not doing anything, I think that one should stop, because it is a great pressure that is being impacted to this government, and the police are doing their own job. I'm not saying that they are all competitive, but maybe there are some few who are lazy in their work, which requires to be transferred or to be added a backup that can also make the security to be very, very effective. But underrating them to that extent, then it means that these police officers, the residents from both Kericho and Kisumu, they are not having a good relationship. And so it is the responsibility of the government also to decide on how they can fix matters, because there is no way the two neutral communities are even bringing, the two disagreeing communities are even bringing in the police officers who should control the disorder into a situation whereby they say some of the police officers are taking sides with the restless. Ladies and gentlemen, what will be the far-reaching effect of this situation in Sondu to the forthcoming visitation of the president in Nyanza region? Of course, we see the bitter utterances that opposition leaders have been just talking, because they demand that everything should stop in the government, and the government should now focus on insecurity matters in Sondu. And they have given the president the condition that it must stop the insecurity issues in Sondu immediately, or else he should not dream of coming in Nyanza region. What can be the far-reaching effect of this situation? Ladies and gentlemen, we surely see that this situation can be something that can lead to total frustration to the visitation of President William Ruto in this region. And this can be done in so many different ways. The first one, there can be rejection and rebellion of the residents of Nyanza region to the leadership that, or to the president who is going to visit that region to launch projects and other things that they had agreed upon. This is because we see right now people having negative perception to that issue of receiving the president, and they can do the rebellion or the rejection of this leader whenever he is there, although he deserves to be everywhere in Kenya because he's the president of the whole Kenya. But a rebellion or rejection might happen, especially the youths. These are the majority of the population, and they can agree to do anything just to frustrate this meeting. They can also boycott attending the meeting. For instance, the president can go there with his leaders alone, and the public can disappear or can stay back not to show up in this meeting, and that one might be a very big embarrassment, and it is likely to occur. Another thing we also see, there might be a go slow or demonstration whereby there might lead to further insecurity in the region, because of course throwing stones is a usual thing whereby it is being used in that region, and this thing can happen because as much as people are angry, have negative attitude towards the leader who is coming there to launch projects or to do funds and other things, then they can decide to express their anger or their feelings towards demonstration or rioting, and this can cause chaos and distract the peace or peace that is existing right now in Nyanza region. Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the president going forward with his agenda of visiting this region now that they have not communicated anything? It seems everything remains as the way it had been communicated. And so, as much as the president is really prepared to reach Nyanza, then he should expect the factors that I've just explained. He should expect the result like demonstration, boycotting, also people rebelling against him, and even maybe facing some funny situation in Nyanza. Ladies and gentlemen, since the Sondu issue is being insinuated as a political differences or a political fight, what can the government do to settle this problem that has been existing for a long time in this region? Send me ideas in your comment section. Give me your opinions and how the government can just settle this issue once and for all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good day.